Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. This week, we have been talking about the difference between fiction and nonfiction. Remember, fiction is fake. It tells a story. It's make-believe. The author writes fiction for fun so that we can enjoy it. Fiction is going to have characters. Those are the people in the story. It's going to have setting. That's where the story takes place. And most of the time, it's going to have a very clear problem and solution. Remember, problem is a fancy word for just what goes wrong in the story. And solution is fancy for how the problem is solved. Nonfiction, on the other hand, is not fake. It's not make-believe. The author has written to teach us about something real. Nonfiction is about a real person, real place, or real thing. Now, this week we have read Leaves. Remember, in the book Leaves, we had Bear, and we determined that this book was fiction. We also read this book, Leaves, same title, but we know that this Leaves was nonfiction. We learned lots of new information about the season of fall. We also read The Fox and the Falling Leaves. We determined that this book was also fiction. We knew that because it was a story. It was a story that we enjoyed about a character named Fletcher who was a fox who was experiencing the changing of seasons. Now today, we are going to continue with our fall theme, and we're going to read a book called Colors of Fall. And as we read this book, we're continuing to work on our questioning strategy. I've been telling you for the last several weeks that all good readers ask questions. They ask questions before they read, while they're reading, and after they're reading, or after they have finished their book. So as I'm reading my book today to you, you're going to notice that I'm going to stop and write down some questions that I have as we read. Now, in order to be able to ask a question before, we always look at our title and the cover. Take a look at that, Colors of Fall. And we've got information on the back as well. So I'm going to read this out loud to you. Colors of Fall. Ever gaze at the crisp, breathtaking blue of a cool fall sky? Or admire the red shine of a ripe apple before you take a bite? Autumn's colors are amazing. Discover them all in Colors of Fall. Okay, boys and girls, so if you have a piece of paper or a grown-up with you, you can use this opportunity to share what questions you have about our book before we start. And while you do that, I'm going to add my question to the board. Okay, boys and girls, here's my first question. Does every season have specific colors? Because this title tells me that there are colors of fall. So I'm wondering, are there colors of summer and colors of winter and colors of spring? Maybe the book will tell me. Let's get started. Fall is a season of change. Summer ends and school begins. Days get shorter and the air turns cooler. Leaves drop from trees. Animals get ready for winter. Many fall changes include color changes too. Let's take a look at the colors of fall. Look how beautiful the leaves are. School is starting. Climb on your yellow bus and say hi to your driver. The same color covers school buses all over the United States and Canada. This color was chosen back in 1939. Its official name is National School Bus Glossy Yellow. You can take a look at that yellow. Boys and girls, I already have a question. I'm wondering, Who decided on that color? My book tells me this color was chosen back in 1939, so I'm wondering who made that choice. I'm going to write my question down, and if you have a question so far, you can share with a grown-up that's with you or write it down on your paper. There we go. All right, my question says, who chose the color for buses? Let's continue reading. Have you eaten a juicy red apple today? More than 2,500 kinds of apples grow in the United States. Red Delicious is one of the most popular kinds. Each fall, growers pick apples by hand. Fresh apples appear at the store, in your kitchen, and maybe in your lunch. How beautiful. The blue autumn sky is cold and crisp. If you hear honking overhead, look up. Canada geese make a dark V against the sky. They are flying south for winter. When they're in a hurry, Canada geese can fly 1,500 miles in a single day. I've got a new question, boys and girls. I'm wondering, why do the geese fly south for winter? I'm going to add that to my chart. Let's continue reading. Many flowers dry up and turn brown as days grow shorter and cooler, but not these purple mums. Chrysanthemums bloom from late summer into fall. They grow in other colors too, like deep red, gold, and bronze. Look at that beautiful purple color, boys and girls. Wow. Fall means football. Hike. The quarterback has the brown football. Will he pass it, run with it, or hand it to another player? He wants to move the ball down the field and score a touchdown. Just don't drop it. All summer, sunshine and green chlorophyll in leaves help trees make their own food. When the days grow shorter, trees stop making food. The chlorophyll fades away. Then the gorgeous gold and brilliant orange colors that were underneath can shine through. Look at those beautiful colors. What is an orange pumpkin with a face carved into it? A jack-o'-lantern. In ancient Ireland, people used to carve turnips, beets, and potatoes. Irish settlers in the United States found that pumpkins worked even better. Caw, caw. Have you seen crows on the bare fall branches? Some inky black crows fly south for the winter, but they don't fly in neat V's. They fill the skies in noisy groups of hundreds or even thousands of crows. What's that pink thing? It's called a wattle. It makes male turkeys look good to females. Really? Wild turkeys spend most of their time on the ground. If they need to escape predators, they can fly short distances. In the fall, you'll probably see a turkey on your Thanksgiving plate. There's a word in here that we may not know. It's the word predators. I'm going to add that word to my questioning chart. What is a predator? The morning after a chilly night, you might find frosty white patterns outside. During fall nights, moisture in the air freezes and sticks to things, like windows. Sometimes frost looks like feathers. What else can it look like? Farmers harvest crops like corn and wheat in the fall. They use machines like this dark green combine to gather the golden corn plants. A combine can pick just the ears of corn and then remove the husks. It even takes the corn kernels off of each ear. Gray squirrels scamper around at fall. They hunt for acorns and berries to hide. In winter, they will need the food. Squirrels don't remember their hiding spots, but they have a great sense of smell. They sniff out their stored treats even once snow covers them. The autumn equinox brings shorter days and longer nights. Nightfall arrives earlier and earlier, but as the sun sets, the city lights up. Like an artist's canvas, the world is flooded with color. How many colors can you see? Look at the beautiful photograph. And this is the end. Notice we have a glossary. And in our glossary, the author has put down key words that are very important to the book, as well as the definition of those words. Okay, boys and girls, if you have any questions if the questions that you still have, you can share with a grown-up that is with you, or you can write it down on your paper. And I'm going to add my question as well. Okay, boys and girls, now let's talk about this book. First, I want us to determine if this book is fiction or if it is nonfiction. Was this book a story? No, this book was not a story. Was this book real information? Yes, this book was real information. That means that this book is nonfiction. The author wrote this book to teach us about important things about the fall. Remember, we learned about different colors that you can see in fall. And I know that several of the pictures in here and the information that we learned are probably stuff that's familiar to you. Okay, let's look at our questions. Before, does every season have specific colors? Well, this book didn't answer my question, but that's something that I could definitely discuss with a grown-up, or I could look it up on the internet or even in a book in the library. Who chose the color of buses? Again, this book did not answer that question, but I can look it up on the computer or in a book in our library. Why do geese fly south for winter? And what is a predator? Again, this book didn't answer those questions, but I know exactly where I can look to find the answers. And last, do all plants die after the fall? That's a question I had because I learned in this book that because of the days being shortened and the plants not having enough chlorophyll to feed themselves, the plants begin to die. So that made me wonder, do all plants die once it's winter? that's something that I could definitely look up also. You know, the great thing about nonfiction books is that they teach us so much information and they leave us asking questions that we can learn even more information about. I hope that you were able to come up with some questions that may look different from mine, and you should definitely take the opportunity with a grown-up to look up your questions on the computer or find a book in the library that can answer some of the questions you still have. I hope that you guys have had a great week. I'll see you guys later.